Bulavinaka Fiji, welcome to your favorite show and evening on FBC TV. This is Chichimon. Good evening, namaste and assalamu alaikum. Wherever you are joining me from around our beautiful country, thank you for your company on your stylish Thursday. Now this evening, I'm Bulavinaka to you if you come from the province of Naitasiri. Is an old scholar of Andhra Kambao School in Sawani, including the current students and especially if you are an athlete preparing for next week's Coca-Cola Games. May the force be with you and victory forever be in your favor. Now my guest tonight founded the House of Chameleon in 2012. The House of Chameleon is a movement that is led by young transgender women in Fiji who are lobbying, campaigning, organizing, researching, training and advocating for transgender equality not only in Fiji but the Pacific. Aside from this, she's also the Pacific Project Coordinator at Asia Pacific Transgender Network. From the province of Kandavu, we meet my Naita Sulique, who talks about her style and fashion sense, including the upcoming Andi Senikau pageant.
Bulavinaka Fiji, I'm Sulique. I'm the co-founder of the House of Chameleon and also the coordinator of the Andi Senikau pageant, and I'm currently the Pacific Project Coordinator for the Asia Pacific Transgender Network based in Fiji. I would say that Sulique embodies a different intersectional identities. For me, one would be I'm a transgender woman. That's my identity first. And second would be I'm an indigenous Itoke. And I'm proud to be an Itoke. I'm originally from Kandavu. Both of my parents are from Kandavu. I'm also a human rights defender. I'm an activist. I'm a young feminist. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. And also I'm a global citizen, a loving girlfriend, and someone who's also transitioning in terms of gender identity. So I've been on the hormonal reassignment therapy for about 2 years now, off and on, like on a break now because it's difficult to get medications for people who choose to transition, particularly in the Pacific. So that's who I am. Style is actually a very important concept, but also conversation that I normally have with my girlfriends, my peers, particularly transgender friends. When we talk about style, to me, style is about who you are, how you express yourself publicly. In a society where transgender people are constantly boxed and policed because of who they are and told that you should dress a certain way, style is actually a way of deconstructing that and resisting what societal gender norms is about. It's about boxing people. And for me, style is where we find refuge as transgender people. That's where we meet ourselves. So when we talk about fashion and style and interlinking that with gender identity and living your truth, being unapologetic to society, to me, that's a very important conversation, but also a phase in people's life. It's constantly evolving because they're always, changing in terms of fashion, trend, year, season, everything else. So for me, style is an important conversation, but also, an integral part of a person's transition, particularly if you're a transgender person. I just travel very light now. Before it used to be like 2 suitcases, I would travel a lot. Now it's really like small, particularly if I'm going to places where I've been before and I know where to go and get clothes and stuff. So I just travel, just me, my whatever I'm wearing, and then like a small carry-on. So I don't have check-in baggage or anything. I have quite a few, and just looking back, in terms of the fashion industry in Fiji, it has really evolved over the years, and there's some incredible local designers. One particularly that I always get, my stuff from, like wardrobe when I'm traveling or there's a function here, is Samson Lee. The moment I saw Samson Lee's brand, like when he launched a few years back, I fell in love with the prints because it spoke to me in a way that was reaffirming of my identity, not just as a transgender person, but as an Itoke person as well, as an indigenous transgender woman. So when I saw the Vanua prints or prints that were prior to that, those were prints that spoke of my ancestors as well. So I found a bit of connection in those. So for me, Samson Lee has always been the top for me as a local designer. I've been wearing a Samson Lee way back, to events in Wellington, to Brazil, last year in Samoa during the Fafafine pageant. And just today, I'm getting a new outfit, a gift for my friend from Samson Lee. And the other top designers would be heartfelt. I really adore Heartfelt's prints designs, and I think Jadine Whiteside is also very, very nice. I love her. I have to say I have a few, but one in particular that I really like is a custom-made t-shirt that I got from Bangkok. On the front of the t-shirt it says, "I am my ancestors' wildest dream." So for me, that t-shirt speaks volume in terms of who I am, how, my past, my present, as well as my future. For me, it's a reminder about why I am an important vessel, not just of myself, but also my ancestry. Because I live in a body where I carry their dreams with me into the future. So whoever comes after, a line of ancestors to me always has a duty and responsibility to carry that dream with them. So I carry that with me, and it's a reminder to be always grounded, to be always focused, to always humble as a person. So to me, that's one of my favorite t-shirts. The Undestined pageant started in 1999 when a group of gay men as well as cis women thought that, Suva needs life, and there should be an event consisting of, gay men who should be celebrating themselves in a platform where everyone feels comfortable to celebrate sexualities and gender. So Undestined was born in 1999, and then in 2002 there was a lapse for 7 years because few people didn't agree with the idea of having Undestined with the Hibiscus platform. So it was banned from the Hibiscus platform for 7 years until in 2009. In 2009, a few individuals as well as organizations decided to resurrect the Undestined pageant, and that was birthed out of the Fiji Arts Council. At the time, it was under Lutila Mitchell, who was the director, and Peter Sipeli was also a project coordinator for some of the arts program. So Peter thought that it was good to revive and resurrect the Undestined pageant because it's an important, event, not just for the LGBT community, but for Suva, because it's birthed out of Suva and it belongs in the Hibiscus platform. So they approached the Hibiscus Events Group, and they decided to resurrect the event with the sponsorship of the UNAIDS back then. And a few months later, Peter left the project, and that's when I was called in to take over. So since 2010, that's when I been coordinating the Undestined pageant. Last year was the 10th year anniversary of the Undestined pageant under the Hibiscus Events Group banner. So this year is going to be my 10th year of organizing the Undestined pageant, and it's actually going to be my last year. So yeah, this is my final year and my curtain call. I've decided to give it up and let the show evolve, as well as myself to evolve, and to let the transgender young women as well as the house chameleon to carry on that legacy, to make sure that no one else erase the important event of Undestined. It belongs here and it must stay. My fashion tip is very simple. Stop dressing up for other people, dress for your own self. So wear whatever you're comfortable in. You don't have to dress to impress other people. Dress to impress yourself first, then everything else will follow. So for me, it's simple. It's dress for yourself. Hi, I'm Sulique Waqa. I'm keeping it Cheche on Chechemon.
House of Chameleon and organizer for the Undestined pageant, Sulique Waqa, talking to me about some of her fashion sense and style. And now for more information about what the House of Chameleon do, visit their Facebook or their website, and be sure to show love, respect and support towards our transgender sisters. Right, time for a short break. Up next, we meet Leif Ashley. Find out why he's taking the modeling world by storm and what makes him unique. See you soon.